batting, about their wicket?
Well, I think when it comes to talent, definitely we've got a lot of talent in these youngsters. Whether they are bowlers or batters. But you have to reflect it. You need to score runs. Keep the. You may take a bit of time to be consistent at the international level, but it's important. Once you are going to a tough phase, to keep scoring runs. It doesn't really matter who's scoring. Till as a batting unit, if you're doing well and you're chasing down the scores, or if you're putting a score on the board, you put a decent total at times. So I believe we need to be a bit extra careful, especially because the game has changed a bit. With the two new ball coming in. Maybe in India it won't have a big effect. But in condition like these, and if you play in England or some other place, you have to give a bit more respect initially. But that also brings into the scenario where in the middle overs it will come nicely onto the bat. Once the sheen is off. So I think they'll learn from this, and hopefully they'll do better.
Yes. Well, in the field, you had it under control for a bit, until after 30 overs. When did it just slip away?
I think the last 10 overs, I felt the bowlers, they felt the heat, right from the start of the second power play. 36th over, I saw my best fast bowlers, battling through cramps, so that was the reason I bowled Zaheer Khan out, in that spell. I don't want to lose any overs from him. And then kept Vinay Kumar, for the last few. But, he also felt the cramps. And, I felt, the last 10 overs, they batted really well. And our bowlers, they were not really able to execute the way they could have, if they were not battling cramps or the heat. It was hot out there, and you are supposed to go through that phase. But I felt, maybe they found it slightly difficult to go through it.
Isn't this a big concern that players have been well rested, have been rotated, and if this happens?
Well, everybody was hydrated, but at times we have seen, especially in over here, if you see there's no breeze, then it becomes very hot, and it's a big outfield. Once you put pressure on the fielders, they have to put a bit more pressure on their body to not let the batsmen score their doubles, from them. So it's a very demanding format, and at times we have seen, players. They get cramps. Somebody can sweat more than someone else. Like Rahul Bhai used to sweat more than normally to the other players. So if you are someone like that, it becomes really difficult to maintain the hydration level.
Yes. Was the defeat a result of the bowling effort or the batting? A, and B, any reason for not bowling Ravindra Jadeja?
Well, if you see I'll talk about the bowling first. I thought till the 40th over we did really well, but last 10 overs, if the opposition scores 100 runs, it becomes a bit difficult. Whatever score they must have, before that, even if they were close to 170 or 160 odd runs, last 100 runs, 270 or 280 runs, always difficult to chase. And I didn't want to bowl Jadeja when the left-hander was there. If you see, Wade was settled, once Warner got out. So I thought, I'm better off using an off-spinner. And Raina bowled really well. So after that, Wade was the one who was settled. And once he got out, Hussey came in and he got settled. So I was quite happy using the off-spinner. And, I got through the overs in the sense, Raina bowled 10 overs, 2 or 3 overs was bowled from Rohit Sharma. So there was no real need of making him bowl just because he's there. Of course he's a good bowler to have, but if there was one more right-handed batsman, I would have maybe used him.
So will you factor in when you play against Australia again, if they've got 3-4 left-handers, will you not play the left arm spinner?
Well, if needed, I may change it, because it's all about, being smart on the field. It's not like if somebody is a left arm spinner or an off spinner, you have to bowl him. You have to get the most out of the resources that we have got. And I was quite happy with the 12 or 13 overs that they bowled. They got us a wicket, and at the same time, they didn't give away too many runs.